Christian from JK Fiber Arts. Today I'm super excited. We are going to spin up our 3-ply progressive fractal bats. This is the fractal that I showed you how to set up from the drum carder last week. And what we have here is the long repeat, which is the roving that I dizzed from the drum carder from the Batt. And then I have the medium repeats here that look like jumbo rolags, but they're mini bats. And then these are the medium repeats. And then we have the short repeats here. Thank you, Finn. I know, they're really cool. And I have the short repeats here in the rolags. And we're gonna spin these up end to end. That's the important part about this, is make sure you spin from the same end and keep everything in order that way. My first single I will throw on the wheel. I always like spinning rolags, so I'll probably spin the rolags first, but I will meet you over at the wheel and we'll get started with this. We are ready to start spinning our first third here. Let's see, where's my end on this? I always like to start my leader far from me so I can see it as it rolls on, just in case I see anything I don't like with my initial yarn. Oh my goodness, I'm on my regular bobbin for the first time in a really long time. I'm probably gonna need to do a lot of adjustment here. Let's see. Well, we'll see. Here are the rolags. I don't think it matters which end I start with, as long as I keep it in the same order. Well, let's start with the Tweety bits, because, you know, I'm always more excited about color. All right, and we are also back to doing my normal way, which is Z. Let's see if we can have enough draw here. So we're gonna spin our single Z. So if you want a semi-worsted prep on the, semi-worsted spin, I mean, because of the woolen prep, yeah, that is way not enough draw. Then I would recommend doing the short forward draw, and that will give you your sturdiest yarn from a woolen prep. Even though, technically speaking, I used commercial top and I didn't really floof it up very much. Oh, actually, this is actual roving, but the other stuff was actually top. So the fibers, when I run them through the drum carder, are probably like 90% aligned. So it's really not a huge difference as far as durability is going to go if you use top the way I was using it for this. And oh, I love the little flecks of color in here. That's going to look super cool. I just need to decide what my WPI is going to be. And I am going to spin this, the worsted spin, the true short forward draw. And the true worsted spin, when you do the short forward draw, really what the definition of it is no twist between your hands. So if I let twist come between my hands like I do on the backward draw, that is the woolen spin. And if I'm going forward like this and there's no twist between my hands here, then that's what makes it the worsted spin. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. All right, let's see what we want here. What are we going for? This is a 22, 21, somewhere in there. Oh, that looks pretty. There it is. And I like that. So one more ply on that and that'll be a nice worsted weight. Looks good. So we're gonna go for that 22, 24, somewhere in there. I am absolutely obsessed with these fractal 3-ply fractal progressive bats. I have it's almost overwhelming for me because I have so many color ideas in my head, and I always go for I say I'm going to do neutral colors, and then I always go for the most colorful thing I can think of. So I do have, I'm working on a whole bunch of these sets. Every day I've been making some, and we'll see if I get this stuff. It's so much so that I don't know if I'm gonna have this video done in time to be there with my bats for Tour de Fleece prep. I hope I do. Try really hard to get this done today. And now I'm just spinning this one a little bit long draw here. Let's call it a short backwards draw-ish. It's not super long, but it sure does nicely come out of this rolag. I really like it. Oops. Ooh, and I like the progression on here. It looks really cool. That's looking good. Let's see, this might be getting a little thin. Long draw does that to me. Yeah, now I'm up to like a 28, so we need to be a little bit thicker. And the cool thing about that is because you think, oh, can you spin alpaca with the other merino and, you know, have that all in the same rolag but not blended together? And the answer is yes, because when I ply it, they're going to be plied together with different fibers, and I think that's going to look really cool, and it'll give you enough memory to go with the alpaca. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So here it is, the 22, 24. I just need to keep my fiber from getting too thin. I'm coming to the end of my first rolag, and what I do is make sure I stop and leave the fuzzy end so I can join it. And here we have our bobbin. And you can see that lovely progression. The brown is my leader, so ignore that part, but it's gonna be all that gray and brighter blue sari tweed in there. And then that tweed will be lightly distributed throughout when it's plied. So it's gonna be really cool. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Next up, we have the little mini bat, and I'm going to spin this like it's a rolag. I tried it out a little bit earlier, and it worked really well. So I'm just opening this up to show you that it is a rolag. And you can open this up, or you can just rip this piece off and spin straight from it. What I'm going to do is just kind of roll it back up the way I had it stored, like so. And it looks very much like a rolag, and what I'm going to do is just spin it from the end, rolled up. And that's what I did on the first one here, and it worked beautifully. I've been timing myself to see how long it takes, and it took me about 11 minutes to spin each rolag, so it took me less than an hour to spin the first third, and then somehow I spun this one even faster. I am still attempting to remind myself to stay short forward draw. And really the most exciting thing about this little bit was I wanted to show you how I was spinning from the mini bat, which I'm calling a giant rolag. Oh, I think I misspoke in one of them earlier. I think I called it a mini rolag, but obviously it's not a mini rolag, it's a maxi rolag. And there you have it, the medium repeat. So you can see you have the larger chunk here, larger chunk of white, and then there was the blue underneath it here, and I already started to cover it up when I realized it would have been a good picture. All I have left then after this one, and I have one more of the mini bats to go there. Then we just have the single, and that one I probably won't even show you. There's nothing special about it. It's just roving. Are you gonna spin it? It's like a regular single. I started plying last night, and I wanted to really get it done. However, I wasn't videoing last night, but I had to stop and just do the rest today because it looked so cool. You can really see the progression through here, and it's going to continue to progress through. I'm going to show you the Lazy Kate so you can kind of get a sense for that too. So here's what the bobbins look like, and this is the short repeats, and I think this is the long, and that's medium. It's hard to know right now because once they get all covered up, I can't tell. But you can see how cool it's gonna look. It's all gonna blend together beautifully. Here I am in progress, and I just look how pretty this looks. It's really, really nice. And we're gonna keep going through this. So 3-plying. When you 3-ply, you want to keep the plies as close to parallel to each other as you can. I usually just hold them between my fingers here, making sure that the ply angle, sorry, I have a little bit of a twist. There it is. I carried this outside, and when I brought it out, it coiled up, so I had to do a little fixing. There we go. So when you 3-ply, we are keeping the plies parallel to each other as much as we can. So I have that, you can see here how I have my fingers. So I have the one strand between my index and thumb, one strand between my index and long, and one strand between my long and ring fingers, and I hold it like that. And your lazy Kate should be as behind you and far back as you can, and that helps to maintain some of the tension and the twist distribution here. And look at how cool this is. And now we're transitioning back to the light. So we've got 2 whites and 1 of the alpaca blues right now, and that's what I was talking about earlier when I said it would be it's not going to be a big deal having the alpaca fiber and the merino kind of separate. You know, I had one that's alpaca merino, one that's alpaca silk sari, and one that's straight up merino, and I think that they'll play well together. I'm just checking my twist here. I might be getting a little too twisty. I'm gonna check my angle of ply, and I'm just looking in the S quadrant here, and what I'm looking at is these angles. I'm trying to line up and this is a good one to do it on because of the blue. I'm trying to line up the blue in this little center half moon here so I can see where it is, and this one is lining up with 30. This might be 25. Let's get to where I had a little bit more twist. Here we go. Because one of these I think was a little higher than 30. Oh, that's 30. See, that one right there is 45. So that's a little bit more twist than I want. I want to stick with that 30. So what I'm going to do, and this is the way this only works when you're plying, is I'm just going to bring my finger along here, and I'm just going to let that twist travel up. And you can see already now it's not coiling back on itself at all. So I took all that extra twist out, and I can put in just the right amount that I want now. And now we can see we have that nice ply back on itself, just a little bit, not too much energy in the yarn, so it's not going to come out all coiled up. And that is giving us a ply angle of 30 spot on. So I love it. And once you get into the rhythm and kind of have a good feel for what you're doing, you should be able to go pretty quickly. I've really taken to plying on this electric spinner. It's really fast. Let's make sure I don't get too twisty or not twisty enough. Nope, that looks great. I love it. Beautiful. Yep, right on that 30 there. Okay, we're good. So I've got my rhythm. When I 3-ply, I really like my 3-ply to stay together. I don't want it to fall apart. If you've ever knit with some of the 3-plies that are they come apart really easily, and when you're trying to knit with them, they split all the time. I hate that. So when I do my yarn, I really try to have that be minimized, and I find that 30-degree works for me. Sometimes, though, I want it to be less if I'm doing something really drapey. Oh, I love this part. I love this dark part. Look at how cool that looks. Can you see this? Look at that. A little bit of color play through there. A little bit of like red in there. A little bit of bright blue, the gray. The white looks really cool. That's gonna look neat knit up. And again, this is going to give you a progressive background stripe when knit. Not aggressively stripey. It's going to be a very nice subtle stripe. And now we're going into the, if you noticed earlier, we had the one strand of blue and the two strands of white. Now, if you look at this one, we have two strands of blue and one strand of white, of the, you know, the gray, the dark gray. Looks pretty cool. And that's just going to continue to progress. And then I will be back to show you this from the Nitty Notty, and then we'll do the final yarn. Much like the beginning was the solid white, we have the solid tweed here to finish up. And then in between there's varying gradients and combinations of these three colors. And this is so soft. Oh my gosh, you will die when you touch it. Super duper awesome. Let's see what it looks like when we get it off the Nitty Notty. Time for my favorite part. I'm going to pull this off and we'll see what it looks like. But I think you can already see the transition here. You know, there's solid white at the beginning and there's solid dark at the end. And in between, it progresses through. So let's see what we get. Ready? Lovely. Look at that. I really wanted to show you this before we finish up, and you can see the beautiful progression throughout here. I just love it. Look at that. And it comes the whole way through to the dark at the end, which you can see best right here. Love it. So I'm going to get this in to soak. And what I'm going to do is, in the essence of time, put the final yarn up on Instagram. And I need to soak this, but I want to get this video up today so I can put the link in for the Fractal Batts. I'm going to do a special TDF price, 10% off, and then I will have several different options of this up. I've been putting sneak peeks up on Instagram throughout the week, but I have some more as well. And I will hopefully see you guys soon. And you can find the final picture of this on my Instagram as well. And I will see you next time. Until then, spin happy.